My boss stole my project and fired me. He thought he won. He doesn't know I spent 6 months buying his bank's debt and I just foreclosed on his company. Marcus was the kind of CEO who thought rules were for poor people. He wore $5,000 suits but wouldn't approve overtime pay. For 2 years, I was his lead architect, building Project Chimera, an AI-driven logistics platform destined to be worth billions. The day I finished the beta version, Marcus called me into his glass office. There was champagne on ice. I thought we were celebrating. Great work, Alex, he said, swirling his glass. We'll take it from here. Security will escort you out. Your access is already revoked. He handed me a severance check that was an insult. He'd stolen my life's work and discarded me like a rapper. A week later, he launched Chimera as his own creation. The company stock tripled. Marcus was on the cover of every business magazine, being hailed as a visionary. He thought I was sitting at home, crying into my cereal. But I knew something about Marcus that nobody else did. He was addicted to leverage. Marcus didn't actually own anything. He borrowed against future profits to fund his present lifestyle: the yachts, the penthouses. He owed millions to dozens of nervous mid-sized banks. I had a secret weapon, a substantial inheritance from my grandfather I had never touched. While Marcus was doing victory laps on cable news, I set up a faceless shell company called Nemesis Holdings. For 6 months, I played the part of a distressed asset investor. I approached those nervous little banks one by one. They were terrified of Marcus's spending habits and were thrilled to unload his risky debt for pennies on the dollar to a mysterious buyer. By last month, Nemesis Holdings quietly owned 85% of Marcus's outstanding liabilities. I wasn't just his fired employee anymore. I was his mortgage holder, his car financier, and his business lender all rolled into one. The trigger happened yesterday. Marcus missed a critical interest payment because he was too busy closing on a vineyard in Italy. That default was all I needed. This morning, Marcus was holding a board meeting, bragging about quarterly profits. I walked in, flanked by 2 corporate lawyers and 3 sheriff's deputies. Marcus stood up, furious. Alex, what the hell is this? Security, get this loser out of here. My lead lawyer stepped forward and calmly placed a thick stack of documents on the mahogany table. Mr. Sterling, the lawyer said, as the primary creditor of this corporation, Nemesis Holdings has called in your loans due to default. We are exercising our right to immediate seizure of all collateral to cover the debt. Marcus looked confused. Nemesis Holdings? Who are they? I said, stepping to the head of the table. The color drained from his face. His board members immediately started checking their phones, distancing themselves from the blast zone. You stole my work, Marcus, I said, leaning in close. You thought you could just erase me because you had the bigger title. But you forgot the golden rule of business. Always know who you owe money to. I pointed to the door. You're fired. Get out of my building. He left with nothing. I kept the company, and more importantly, I got my project back.